Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action. We are back for another movie update, DVDs and Blu-rays, and I've done it again. The pile is huge, so let's get into it. So we're going to start this pile on the right here, which is all from JB Hi-Fi. They were having a bit of a sale, a bit of a run-out sale, I suppose. Hopefully it's not the sign of the times coming, because everything in this pile was $2 or less. So this is effectively my experience of a Dollar Tree, which, you know, I've been envious of all the Americans that get to go to these Dollar Trees. Well, I've temporarily had an experience at JB Hi-Fi, and, well, I picked up a few things. The first one was the Questor tapes. I should say that I know very little about most of these. They just sort of pass the, you know, worth it for $2 cover check. That's about it. But anyway, the Questor tapes I have heard about before. It's Gene Roddenberry. It's a TV movie. I'm not too sure how this was done. I think it was a made-for-TV movie, and yeah, it's from what year? The 60s or 70s. Doesn't actually have the original year on it, I don't think, but anyway, following the incredible journey of one seemingly superhuman android as he attempts to find his creator, Gene Roddenberry's fascinating tale, the Questor tapes. So there you go. I'll assume it's probably mid-70s or something at this point, so yeah, we'll see how we go with the Questor tapes. I'm going to burn through this as quickly as I possibly can. Now this looks like something you would definitely find in a Dollar Tree. Random horror film called The Harvesting. Look at that cover. That was enough for $2. I was going to grab this one. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like Children of the Corn kind of thing going on there. It's a fairly cheaply put together DVD, and that, you know, the text on the back, orange on orange. Can't even read it. To escape their marital problems, a young family travels from the city to spend the summer in Amish country, where the strange presence grips them. As the solstice approaches, the Amish community warns the family to avoid the woods, as they know an evil presence becomes stronger over the solstice. Well, there you go. So we might get possession or demons or something, who knows. The Harvesting. Now, look at that crappy DVD logo down there. I saw this in the shops on a couple of DVDs and thought, oh, that's going to be a DVD. I'm going to get a burn, and they're getting around the, you know, using the official DVD logo problem, which you're not meant to use on things that are not pressed. And, well, it's pressed. It's a real DVD. They just used the bad logo. Who knows? Next up, we have Psycho Ramen. This one has been sort of been on my, you know, it's been in my vision for many years now. It's a Madman release, and I kept putting it back down for like 5 years now. This thing's been out. So it's a Indian horror film, but it's 133 minutes, and it's from Monster Pictures. That's a combination that doesn't usually work. Long films from Monster Pictures, but, you know, when the price dropped to $1.60 or something, I'm going to give it a go. So, yes, it's in Hindi with English subtitles. It looks pretty mad. He looks mad. There's the back. So, yeah, we'll see what this one's about. Psycho killer obsessed with a violent cop. One wants to break the other. Who is the hunter? Who is the hunted? You know, we've heard that plot before, but we'll see how we go with Psycho Ramen. This one also looked pretty cool. It's got another name. Hell is Where the Home Is. I think it's called Trespassers on the American Blu-ray. It has a very different cover. And that's had a few good reviews, so I'll pick it up for that. My Violence Will Conquer Yours. Two dysfunctional couples rent a modern luxury desert home. Yada, yada, yada. Sorting out their messed up lives. How often is that a plot? Murderous trouble starts without knowing it. The four friends have land slap bang in the wrong violent place at precisely the wrong bloody time. Well, there you go. Annoying people getting killed off. I can live by that. Awesome. Hell is Where the Home Is, or Trespassers. Bunch of Nick Cage on the cheap. We got Between Worlds. So he's doing a bit of a sci-fi horror, I think, on this one. I always love how they keep saying Academy Award winning Nicolas Cage. He hasn't been an Academy Award winner since the 90s. He stars as Joe, a truck driver haunted by the tragic death of his wife and daughter. Blah, blah, blah. Meets a single mother, blah. Near-death experience. Supernatural powers can save the daughter. Need Joe's help to unlock them. Hospital. Body taken over by a dead wife. Oh, okay. There you go. It's one of those films. So, unfinished business with the living. There you go. Between Worlds. Interesting. And another one just looks a bit more gritty cop thriller. 211. There's old Nick being a cop. This has had some pretty crap reviews. We didn't get a Blu-ray in Australia. I was tempted originally to import this, and then I kind of thought, well, I won't. I'll just I'll let this one go. But I think this was $1.60, and it's Nick Cage as a cop. Again, Academy Award winner for the same movie, Leaving Las Vegas. National Treasure. He won an award for that steaming pile. My God. Maybe he won a Razzie. Crack team of former US soldiers, methodical, brutal, armed, sophisticated military weaponry. That's a great sentence. I love that. Modern warfare stuff, always good fun. His Chandler, which I guess is Nicolas Cage, and his partner underprepared, outgunned, and hopelessly under fire. Well, that's always fun. 2-1-1. Never underestimate your enemy. Hopefully it's good. This one was kind of lucky to get because after I ordered it, it vanished. And I don't mean we are out of stock. I mean 404. The page was gone. At the Devil's Door. Blu-ray from Griffin. Griffin don't even really exist anymore. So this is some dead stock. Really old dead stock. Griffin went out of business. Yeah, I remember seeing this cover around at the time, but not very much information about it. Part Paranormal Activity, part Rosemary's Baby. I can get behind that. I like the PA films and Rosemary's Baby, bit of a classic. So, yeah, I won't even bother reading the back on that, but it just looks, yeah. Producers of The Strangers, writer, director of The Pact. I also like The Pact. Could be good. Could be a fun one. If you've seen At the Devil's Door, let me know. Another one, just like bought it because the cover was kind of cool. Listening. Yep, no idea. Absolutely no idea about this one. Award-winning psychological sci-fi thriller. It does have all of those things they put up for all the awards, and you look at them and you're like, what the hell is Sci-Fi London and the St. Louis International Film Festival? Like, it's hardly Cannes, is it? But anyway, yeah. Psychological sci-fi thriller. Grad students spending their time in a garage lab full of stolen equipment. The aim to invent mind-reading technology to harness the power of the human mind. That sounds pretty cool. They meet Jordan, a smart and seductive new classmate. Hello. They make a breakthrough that changes everything. The bleeding-edge technology opens a Pandora's box of dangers. Why does this feel like Flatliners or something? I don't know. We're going to get something interesting. Listening. This one's got a really strange title and looks like they're going for a faux grindhouse thing. My Father Die. The words in that sentence just don't form any cohesive language. My father die. My father died. My father will. I don't know. Whatever. As a child, Asher and his older brother Chester were subjected to a vicious beating that left him deaf and mute. And Chester dead. Years later, Asher plans to take revenge on the man responsible. So it's a revenge violence film. Director Sean Brosnan. Sean Brosnan, he's not a Bronson. Debut, dark masterpiece, unique mixture of violence captured in stunningly beautiful pictures and accompanied with a terrific dirty twang soundtrack. What the hell is a dirty twang soundtrack? Does that mean bloody hillbilly music? It probably does. My Father Die. Yeah, this was a good one. I think this was in the same pile, a $2 pile. Pretty sure it was. Hunter Killer. Pretty sure this was in $2 pile. I got a lot of stuff at once, but anyway, Hunter Killer. It's got Gary Oldman and Jared Butler. The reason I picked it up is because it's a new image. Has the Millennium Films logo, new image, whatever. Yeah, it just looks like a Olympus Has Fallen kind of thing. You know, I like to call them theatrical direct-to-video films. You know, like Expendables 1 and 2, particularly the Olympus films. Yeah, we saw them at the cinema, but they were videos. They were videos on a big screen, and you know, that's fine. There's a giant Expendables poster on my wall now. Great stuff. Yeah, I reckon I'm gonna get something like that with Hunter Killer, so we will see. And the last one from this pile. I picked this one up to complete the trilogy. I've actually only ever seen the first film. It's very dark. It's a lot darker than I was expecting. Uwe did a good job on this film, and I've not seen the second one yet. Now I've got the third. This is Rampage, President Down. Like I said, I liked the first one. Uwe Boll can do interesting films. He just had a lot of not so interesting films. They're at least funny, but yeah, Rampage was a proper good, dark, nasty film, and hopefully that series continued by the third one. So we'll see what it's like. On to the next pile, the first two related films. I did get these pretty cheap as well from JB Hi-Fi. A series that I'm just going in because, one, it's a series, it's Modern War, and it's got a few good people that I like, so we're gonna check it out. Rogue Warfare #1 and Rogue Warfare 2. There is a third. It is coming out soon in Australia. These have been out in the States for a while, I think. But aside from that, I don't really know anything about them. They were down to like $10 or something, which is quite cheap for a fairly recent DVD. I was happy enough with that. President United States aligns with China, Russia, Great Britain and France to assemble an elite team of highly trained special ops soldiers to defeat the Black Mask Organization. I mean, this sounds great to me. New breed of terrorist group ruthlessly threatening global security. This is so much flag waving. This is amazing. A new age approach to terror by fusing high-tech weaponry with biology. Hello? Is there a sci-fi tag on this? Have created an advanced weapon to destroy world order. Heroic operative Daniel, who is Will-Yun Lee, must lead his team on an impossible mission to retrieve and disarm a super weapon targeted to kill several world leaders. Man, that's so 1992 cable action film. That's brilliant. Rogue Warfare, All Nations One Enemy. Part 2, The Hunt, No Soldier Left Behind. Bloodshed is the only currency accepted throughout the world, so that's what we get. Oh, fantastic. When the leader of an elite team of soldiers is captured by terrorists, are they the same terrorists? A rescue mission is immediately ordered by the president. It is the same president, Stephen Lang, to infiltrate the enemy's home base and free their brother at all costs. The team must use all their united strength to overcome the enemy and survive, leaving no soldier left behind. The second installment of this action-packed Rogue Warfare trilogy returns with its most daring mission yet. Fuck yeah, this is the kind of crapulence I'm into. Look, this is going to be like the Sniper sequels, just modern action, just, I wonder if there's any ex-wrestlers in this. There probably is. I'll enjoy these, I'm sure I will. Rogue Warfare, and I'm going to pick up number 3, absolutely. The next two, I cannot believe I have a Robert Bronzi section now. This has actually happened. I now have 2 more Robert Bronzi films, and we now have a section. He's got more films I got to get. Robert Bronzi is the Charles Bronson lookalike, as you can see there in the corner and on the back. If you've never heard about Robert Bronzi before, please soak this in. He looks just like Charles Bronson. That's the entire point. We now have Bronson exploitation films. It's amazing. This is Escape from Death Block 13. This one looks pretty good. The trailer looks pretty entertaining. Kind of a Escape from Alcatraz kind of film. I mean, that's what's going on here, with some forced to fight stuff, I think, going on. After the death of his brother, Mick, which is Robert Bronzi, travels to America to seek justice, wrongly convicted of extortion, attempted murder. Mick is sent to Pleasant Hill Penitentiary, notorious Death Block 13. Seething with revenge after discovering the truth behind his brother's death, Mick's rage ignites an explosive riot. It gives him an opening for the last-ditch effort to escape from Death Block 13. That's going to be fun. The trailer looked fun. I'm all in for this. Look, it's going to be fun. And he's not dubbed in these ones. His very first one, Death Kiss, I guess his accent was, because I think he's Spanish. His accent was so strong they dubbed him, and that was a bit how you going. But in these ones, they're letting him speak, which is good. It's just like Arnold Schwarzenegger all over again. There's no dubbing now. So, and the next one, The Gardener, and he's got Gary Daniels in this. Amazing, Gary Daniels and Robert Bronzi. I love me some Daniels, and these Bronzi films. Quiet of the English countryside is shattered by one brutal night in a tense home invasion thriller. A troubled, wealthy family gathers in a quaint manor home for the holidays, never suspecting the bloodthirsty, sadistic Volker, Gary Daniels, his name is Volker. His crew linger at the gates, ready to attack Rob and maim them at nightfall. Didn't count on the estate's quiet gardener, Peter Juhas, which I'm assuming is Robert Bronzi, who must return his savage ways that he learns as a soldier to save his family. Outstanding! That's fantastic. And he's got a couple of movies that have been in the can for a while. I think the DVDs only just came out. I can't remember the names of them. One's a Western and one of them's more of a monster creature feature. I absolutely need both of them. So there you go. There's The Gardener. Next one. This is XtroTheMutilator's fault. He picked up a VHS of this sent me a photo that he watched it and gave me commentary as it was going. It sounded fun. I looked on eBay and turned out we had an Australian DVD, and turned out I actually remember this cover and just didn't have this in my collection. Dead Badge, just a cheapo DVD from like 2005 out on Reel. They used to do a lot of these cool, just cable TV action films. Put them on DVD. They look better than VHS. That's all you needed, really. They sold them cheap. I got it cheap, paid $6. But this one's got Brian Wimmer, Olympia Dukakis, and Emmett Walsh, which was, I think, the real starring point for this one. Anybody else in there I can see? Yaphet Kotto was in this as well. That's another good reason to get a film like this. A mystery surrounds Cop's badge, and one man wants to uncover it. Sometimes the truth is better left behind. From what I remember him saying, it was sort of it was a bit more thriller than action film, but it has some really good scenes and good endings. So we're going to check out Dead Badge. What a great name. Next up, we've got Zombies, aka Wicked Little Things. Now, I had this, I think, in one of those After Dark Horror Fest packs. I'm pretty sure. I've at least seen this film, but not for well over a decade, so I don't remember much about it. I saw it as Wicked Little Things, and it's interesting that it's got an AKA, and they actually wrote AKA. It's not often that you'll get a movie that has both its titles on the DVD cover, so why even retitle it Zombies? Maybe just because they thought it would sell better. Anyway, Wicked Little Things, set in 1903 Pennsylvania. Children forced to work underground mine by local elders. Routine blast goes terribly wrong. Mine collapses, leaving the children buried alive. And then we go to present day, and I'm going to assume that we're going to have some zombie children. So there you go. Should be fun. I really don't recall much about it. Some more Nick Cage. I actually can't believe this, but I had this on my watch list on eBay. I've hit that point now where if I can't find a Nicolas Cage film, I put it on my eBay watch list. You just don't think these things are going to happen to you, and then they come to you. Apparently from the writer of Taxi Driver and the co-writer of Raging Bull. This is Dying of the Light. There you go. Quite a rare Australian Blu-ray now. Not sure what the international ones are like, but this kept showing up for $30 and $40, and I'm not paying that. So I think I ended up getting this for about $14, which was fine, and it was brand new for $14, so that's fine. A bit of a lucky find, I guess, there. So Dying of the Light, legendary director Paul Schrader, which is again why this was going to be a good one, because Paul Schrader, Academy Award winner yet again, but this time he's an Academy Award winner from Ghost Rider. No, what a steaming pile that was. Delivers a blistering, unforgettable performance as Evan Lake, desk-bound Langley CIA agent forced into retirement by signs of early onset dementia. That's an interesting plot point. At the same time, he discovers his former tormentor, jihadist Muhammad Banir, played by Alexander Karam from Zero Dark 30, which is one I've never seen. It looked like too much of a real film. Is not dead, as assumed for 2 decades, is alive and receiving experimental medical treatment. This is off the chain. His exact location is unknown. With the help of disgraced young agent Anton Yelchin from Star Trek, from the new Star Treks, Evan set out to track down and confront him before it's too late for both of them. Interesting plot point, having that dementia angle there. Yeah, that's fairly interesting. I can't think of anything else like that. Dying of the Light. Get some Euro horror into us now. This is the new Arrow release, finally, of Shock, also called Beyond the Door 2. This is Mario Bava's, I believe, very last film, and I had the Blue Underground DVD. I think a lot of us have had that Blue Underground DVD for just 20 years, and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. It's the very first time this movie is on Blu-ray, which is a bit of a crying shame, but look, we're here now. We're finally, that problem is solved. Shock. It's a classic for many, many good reasons. I won't go into it, but what I will get into is buying things from Arrow these days. I don't think I'm going to be buying directly from Arrow anymore. I think those days are past. Now that they've been bought out by the Hut Group, and it's just painful to deal with them. Orders going lost. I actually had to do a refund on something. It's just too hard. So anyway, The point of me babbling about Arrow is that they had a exclusive slipcover edition with the Beyond the Door 2 cover art, which we had on our VHS, and I kind of wanted that because it was exactly the same as our VHS, but I really could not be bothered dealing with Arrow directly, so I went with a wide release. That came with a shocking slip, get it? Shocking slipcover, really bad. Not a fan of the design that they commissioned for that one. I'll put a picture here because I put the slip in a box. I just no. So I grabbed the wide release, reversed it, and this is the classic Italian poster art. Thank you, I'm happy. The film, you know, but we get all kinds of extras. 2K restoration from the OCN, Italian and English front and end titles, and insert shots. You can do different start and end titles. It's interesting. Lossless mono Italian and English soundtracks, both options. Newly translated English subtitles. And what else we get? Audio commentary by Tim Lucas. He authored Mario Bava All the Colors of the Dark documentary, which is a good one. Ghost in the House, a new video interview with co-director, co-writer Lamberto Bava. That's his son. Very cool. Via del Orologio, my Italian is non-existent. 33, a new video interview with co-writer Dardano Sacchetti. There you go. Devil Pulls Strings, a new video essay by author and critic Alexandra Helenicolas. Shock, horror, stylistic diversity of Mario Bava, new video appreciation by author and critic Stephen Thrower. His stuff's always good. There's a truckload of things on here, all these special features, so there you go. Actually, I will not put a picture up because here it is here. Get the disc out. The slip cover has the same art as this, which I just think is useless. Has the booklet. Just should have just put this on the front. Are they scared that modern audiences will not buy it because of this cover? That's the only thing I can think of, that they will somehow be enticed to see that slip cover, that other artwork, and go, this modern film is interesting and I will buy it without reading the back. I don't know, whatever. Shock, finally on Blu-ray. Next up's an upgrade, or kind of a side grade. I haven't checked it out yet to know. This is Black Candles. Code Red did a Blu-ray of this, and I remember it being okay. Wasn't blown away by it, but it does say here, now scanned uncut in 2K with all new special features. Uncut. Not sure if this is a longer cut than what we had on Code Red release. Anyway, well, there you go. This is from Helga Line. As in is in the film from Laurel's Grasp, Carmen Carrion from The Inconfessable Orgies of Emmanuel, which I haven't seen that one, Mauro Rivera, Sexual Story of O, star in the notorious orgy of satanic depravity known as Hot Fantasies, Naked Dreams, Sexual Rites of the Devil. I've only ever known it as Black Candles, and is directed by Joseph Braunstein. There you go. So yes, Black Candles, side grade, but it should have a better picture, I suppose, so I guess it's an upgrade. Bunch of audio commentaries, documentary on the actress Helga Line, which is interesting, that should be cool. Made by the Devil interview with the author of Lucifer Rising, Sin, Devil, Worship and Rock and Roll. Exception to the Norm interview with Antonio Lazaro Rebol, author of Spanish Horror Film. So that's interesting. I don't know a book called Spanish Horror Film, but perhaps I should because I do enjoy Spanish horror films. Black Candle. Next up we have a pretty rare one. I was not expecting this to go anywhere besides VHS. This is Delirium, not the Italian Delirium. This is, I believe it was an American film from 1979. I had the Australian VHS, which was put out, I think it was by Play Around Video, and it was a very early tape. That would have been probably a 1980 tape, so like that would have been a new release VHS for a 1979 film. Very old tape. But this is a gritty feature film debut by Peter Maris, who did Ministry of Vengeance and Diplomatic Immunity. He took portions of an unfinished urban conspiracy thriller, added new psycho killer procedural to create what may be the most unusual, vicious proto-slasher shocker of the 70s. When a series of savage murders rock St. Louis, the police investigation will lead to a deranged Vietnam vet who looks like a cracked out Seth MacFarlane, which is a quote from Horror News. underground organisation of white-collar vigilantes, gratuitous nudity, graphic violence, and absolute masterclass in low-budget regional filmmaking. There you go, Delirium. And I just love this cover on it too. This is another one where we had a slip that I didn't like too much. I didn't hate it like the Shock one, but Severin did a slip. It was okay. I much prefer this. This was what was on the VHS. It's just interesting. Like he's got there's 3 machete things there, butcher's knives or whatever. Like Baldy with his very much doing his Rob Halford look there. This was, yeah. I just took the slip off, put it in a box. Delirium. Really excited to check this one out again. It's been a while since I watched my old tape, which I transferred to DVD-R because that tape was falling to bits. So old. I mean, it was effectively would have been a 42-year-old tape. Absolutely nuts. And this was carved from the only known 35mm print left in existence, Delirium. Here's a modern film everyone was raving about, so I finally relented and got it when it was cheap. This is Possessor. Bloody weird. Absolutely bloody weird, which, this is from Brandon Cronenberg, David Cronenberg's offspring, and he did another film, I think it was Antiviral, I think that was the film, and this is kind of similar, it really is. He's clearly carving out his own weird style like his dad. Did I love this film? No. Was I in the right mindset when I watched it? Possibly not, because it was just weird. Just weird. The idea of this film is assassins that they put they like transfer their mind into another body and then embed themselves in that other body's life and then eventually take out a hit. And it's all kinds of weird, interesting sort of apparatus that's used, like the mechanics. A lot of that stuff is really cool. The film is good and the film is well made. I just don't think I was in the mood when I watched it, so I will watch it again. I'll give it another go. This one is Possessor. I know a lot of people did like it. It was pretty brutal when it got down to it. It wasn't for the whole time. It was mainly just weird, and then there was some just key brutal parts. So yeah, Possessor from Brandon Cronenberg. Here's one that I was going through IMDb for the films of this director and realised I didn't have it and I'd never seen it. So I went looking and again, Australian Blu-ray that was out of print and going for silly money, except for one. One copy was not. It was going for okay money and had best offer. I threw the guy a stupid offer. We met halfway in the middle, which is what a good negotiation should go like. This is Isaac Florentine film, Assassin's Bullet. We've got Christian Slater, who you don't hear much about anymore, Donald Sutherland, Alika Portnoy, I don't know who that is, Timothy Spall, don't know who that is either. But hey, I'm here because there's Isaac Florentine film, and he directed half the Scott Adkins films, Undisputed 2 and 3. I hope we're going to get lots of good action in this. I do think we're going to get action thriller. It does look like a dad thriller, like a fugitive kind of thing going on. I don't know. Hopefully we'll get more action than action thriller. But either way, I'm good with it. This is Assassin's Bullet. We'll check it out. We've got... it looks like it's actually set in Sofia, Bulgaria. Well, that's pretty much where all the Steven Seagal films are shot. At least they're not pretending that it's somewhere else. They're actually saying it's Bulgaria. So, anyway, there you go. Isaac Florentine with Christian Slater film from... What year is this? 2000 and... do I have a year? I don't have a year. It'd be something like 2010 or something along those lines. So there you go. Assassin's Bullet. This is a pretty new release and it already hit the bargain bins, which is never a good sign, but a few of my friends have said it's very good. It's won some real awards. It's also got a nomination for a what is it, a Razzie? What is it? The shit awards? Yeah, I think it's those ones. This is The Last Duel. Jewel. That's Noel. Anyway, The Last Duel. This is a Ridley Scott film. I don't usually buy these big, real people films, but here we are. I've had a few people say it was good, and it did seem interesting. And the fact that I think it kind of died in cinema, and people didn't think about it too much, that possibly means maybe I will think about it more. Matt Damon, Adam Driver, who always looks like he's going to have a hard time not looking like he should be in Star Wars. I think that's just going to be his life. So he still looks like he's in Star Wars here. Jodie Comer, Ben Affleck. Yeah, this is a great duel. Like, it's a big epic kind of film. Got lots of knights and swords and all that kind of stuff. Bunch of horses, I imagine. Is it long? It's 152 friggin' minutes, so this is like a big grand epic. But I'm told by people that I know well that it's good. So there you go. The Last Duel. If you've seen it too, let me know. Onto some Dolph. I love me some Dolph, and I love it even more. It's got Scott Adkins in it. This is Castle Falls. This was entertaining. It was a pretty cheap one. He directed this. I do like it when Dolph directs films. It's not his first time. He's done quite a few now, probably about 4 or 5. He does a fine job. He knows how to film some action too, obviously. He has an interesting role in this. So the idea with this one, they both have interesting roles. The idea with this one is Dolph Lundgren is a prison guard. He hears from an inmate about some money stashed from a robbery, and it's been stashed in a secret wall in this building that's going to get demolished. On the other side of the coin, you've got Scott Adkins, who's I think like a UFC fighter, something along those lines. He can't get a gig. He's just, he's too worn out. He's just not getting the gigs anymore, and he takes a job on the demolition crew. He hears there, no, he doesn't hear. He found there when he was there this pile of money in a wall that was getting knocked down. Anyway, if those two after the money wasn't enough, the actual people that put the money there in the first place go back to retrieve it, and you end up with Scott versus Dolph for a bit, and then Scott and Dolph versus the bad guys. It's pretty standard stuff, but I thought it was really entertaining. Does not overstay its welcome. It's like 90 minutes. Dolph and Scott have a fight before they become best friends. Then they have fights with everyone else. There's some pretty cool attacks in this. There's a lot of gun fu. There's a lot of just throwing stuff around, and Scott kicks one guy down an elevator shaft. That was good fun. So yeah, Castle Falls, I enjoyed it. It's not my absolute favorite from either of the actors involved, but it's a 50-50 split as well. We get equal amounts of both guys. It's not a Scott Adkins film, it's not a Dolph Lundgren film. It's equal for both, which made it hard for me to decide where to file it in the filing system. Here's one I haven't watched, and I'm pretty sure we won't get equal starring on this one. Oh my lord, no. This is Fortress, starring Bruce Willis, but it's also got Jesse Metcalfe, who I already can tell you right now will probably be 85% of the film. That's fine. I know what I'm getting into with these things now. As I've said before, I've said it to a few other people, what I hope to get out of these Bruce Willis cameo films is the same as you do out of the last 10 years of Steven Seagal films. If I get good action from the other person, and then the supporting crew, and there's cool stunts and that kind of thing, and the main lead just swans in, says a few lines, that's fine, as long as the rest of the film's there. Kind of makes it funny sometimes, particularly in Steven Seagal. But anyway, this one's Fortress, the prison has no bars. Bruce Willis is a busy man at the moment. If you go on IMDb and take a look at 2022, I think it was 13 films. 3 of those films are Fortress. This thing's got 2 sequels already in the pipe. One of them comes out this year. Maybe they both will. He's just churning them out because he's only doing 10 minutes in a film. So anyway, this is the latest one, Fortress. Dazzling action cyber thriller. Bruce Willis from Pulp Fiction. They're going to keep remembering in that one. He plays Robert, a retired CIA agent. It even sounds like a Steven Seagal film. Living in a secret resort in the woods. One day his estranged son drives to the camp for a visit. Is followed by Robert's old nemesis, Balzery, Chad Michael Murray. Oh, hello, from One Tree Hill. There you go. As the site is besieged by the attack squad, father and son. Are they father and son? Retreat to a high-tech bunker. But are its steel walls and advanced weapons powerful enough to match the bloodthirsty plans for revenge? How did they make 3 movies out of that? Is it the same bunker over and over? Anyway, we'll find out. Here's a bird. This is Fortress. And the next Bruce Willis film, because there's always more than one. This is Killing Field. I've only bought this one because it was the next one out. That's all I know at this point. I'm in too deep. This one's got Chad Michael Murray again. But did they get that mixed up? I don't know. Whatever. I kind of like the cover on this one. I just think the aesthetics are, they're fine. But yes, this time we've got two cops hunting an unpredictable group of criminals, converging on a peaceful farm, turning a corner of the American heartland into a bloodbath, a dramatic thriller, The Killing Field. They even sound like Steven Seagal films now. This is brilliant. So there you go. Bruce Willis, who is an action movie icon apparently. He's wounded in a shootout, and his partner Cal, who's Sven Temmel. I don't know. Winds up at the farm of Chad Michael Murray, and in pursuit of the killers Mickey and Violet. Okay, so already we've got an injured Bruce Willis. Is he going to spend the time with this film sitting on a floor bleeding while everyone else gets on with it? Because just sign me up right now. I know that's what's going to happen. Here's an action film that's probably going to be better, and that's because everyone's been saying it is Cop Shop. I know it's going to be good. Xtro's been telling me all about it. Others have been telling me all about it. I've not heard much negative about it. I'm going to enjoy it. I know I will. I just know I will. This has got Gerard Butler and Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo's great. I'll watch him at anything at this point. He's not quite the next Scott Adkins, but he's sort of got this... He's beefy. Like, he's got these punches. They're just big. He's solid. Scott's more light and dynamic. Grillo's more gritty and has big heavyweight power behind him. Hopefully they use some of that in this. I would expect that does happen. Because he does do films sometimes where he's not doing much action. I don't know if I can bother reading the back of it, because I think Cop Shop's already been talked about by a lot of people. It has a slip, exactly the same cover art behind it. But I'm sure I'm going to like it. It has an explosive situation in it that they need to escape. That's what it says in the last line anyway. Cop Shop. And the last one here. This is the latest one from another director I really like that has done plenty of Scott Adkins films. So we have Isaac Florentine on one hand, and we have Jesse V. Johnson on the other. This is not a Scott film, but I do like Jesse's action films. He does them with other people. Hell Hath No Fury. Great name. Not what I expected I was going to get from this film, but I really enjoyed it. It's set in World War II. And Nina Bergman here, she is she's accused of being a collaborator of the Nazis. So she's French, and she's accused of being a collaborator. The French want to tar and feather her. She is saved by the Americans, but it's only really saved in name. Then they go and make her try and give up the location of this gold, stolen Nazi gold. And they're about as nasty as the French were to her. So there's a bit of cat and mouse. There's a bit of who's the good guy. There's a lot of World War II just ugly violence, just one-shot rifles and brutal wounds and things like that. Not modern warfare here at all. So it feels kind of realistic in that regard. It's quite small set. Like, most of it's actually set in a cemetery. Like 90% of the film is set in a cemetery, and there's only a handful of people, which is basically the squad that's led by what's his name? So it stars Louis Mandylor, and it's got Daniel Bernhardt there playing the Nazi on the front. I enjoyed it. It was not what I was expecting, but I did enjoy it. So there you go. Hell Hath No Fury. Into the third pile we go, and the first film is Night of the Demon. That's actually the back. Night of the Demon, out on Severin. Code Red did the DVD this a while ago. The best and bloodiest Bigfoot movie ever made, apparently. I don't know about that slip. It's alright. I kind of prefer this poster art under here. But it's kind of unique. So anyway, Night of the Demon. Wow. On Blu-ray. The first real Bigfoot gore fest. It certainly did involve certain people's genitalia being chopped off. Sasquatch splatter masterwork restored uncut for the first time ever. So I'm curious about what they mean in that sentence. Is it because it's restored for the first time, or because this is actually more uncut? Apparently it's a recently discovered 35mm answer print with 5.5 hours of special features on 2 discs. Obviously that was 2 sentences there. Running sentence. But anyway, it's scanned in 2K. So this is a gush of early 80s low budget backwoods horror. Only one lost classic brought together: softcore sex, hardcore violence, satanic sex cults, limb tearing, gut slinging, dick ripping beast. for the best and bloodiest Bigfoot movie ever made. Wow. Yeah, it's been some time since I chucked on that Code Red DVD. This is from 1983. 2-disc set. Lots of special features. Whole Blu-ray full of special features there. So yeah, keen to check out Night of the Demon again. And of course, I got the stupid edition with the book. They did this with Cruel Jaws, a novelization, and it's just one of those things, like the fact that they actually did this and they got somebody called Brad Carter to write a novelization of Night of the Demon. I mean, the fact that that happened meant I had to get it. It's a proper book. It's not a cop-out. It's got chapters and everything. They're short chapters, but... And now it's now a sensational motion picture. I mean, come on. Absolutely brilliant. Night of the Demon. I'll put it back in its slip so I don't crush the thing. There you go. 1983, Night of the Demon. Next up, we have Bloody Pit of Horror. Very, very 60s looking cover there. A breathtaking blend of cheesecake, pop art, and Sadian excess. What it says in the back here. There's the slip. Take a look inside. This was, I think, the Something Weird DVD had this poster art, I think, from memory. Fairly crazy film. One of those movies that will have you staring into your glass looking for the residue of an acid blotter. Yeah, I can believe that. Has been some time since I checked this out. First time on Blu-ray. The most insane post-Peplin psychosexual classic in Italian horror history just got even better. The crew of a saucy photo shoot breaks into an abandoned castle. They will unleash the madness of the male body-obsessed owner, who is possessed by the vengeful spirit of a 16th century torturer. There you go. That's a Bloody Pit of Horror. One disc? Yeah, it's just a one disc one. There you go. But we still get a bunch of features, I believe. We get audio commentary, alternate opening scenes, and a trailer. It's actually not a bunch of features. But anyway, 1965, Bloody Pit of Horror on Blu-ray. So it's another Something Weird DVD into the trade pile. Next up, these are really cheap. Like $17 Australian. These must be like $12 in US. Candyman, Day of the Dead. This is part 3. Is it a good film? Oh, look, my memory says no, but whatever. The Vestron Lions, number 24, they're getting me here. And look, I kind of like the cover too. It's actually really cool. Really nice painted artwork on that one. I usually do prefer the original artworks, but I'll give it to them on that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Nothing too exciting. I mean, it's the same slip and cover. It would be nice if they did something different there, but... So, I think Tony Todd does return in this one. Yes. Day of the Dead celebration approaches the barrio of East Los Angeles. The tortured ghost is intent upon bringing his family together in a bloody union beyond the grave. Challenged to confront the horrifying legend of her ancestor, Caroline must come face to face with the monster who destroyed her past, now wants to steal her future. In the third installment, Yada Yada Candyman. So yeah, I remember very little about it. What year was this? 1999. Man, that late in the game. Not surprised. So there you go, Candyman, Day of the Dead. We'll see what it's like when I get to it. Here's one that Blu-ray upgrade was surprising. Premutos? I don't know. Olaf Ittenbach's film. For a lot of people, this is the first time they're going to have seen it in original language with English subtitles. The American DVD, which had the worst cover art of all time, was also a terrible English dub. But I did get a few years ago I think it was an Austrian DVD they did of Premutos, Black Past, and I think there was one other one I can't remember the name of. But they did a few of Olaf's films in German with English subs. They weren't widescreen, so they're still pretty grainy. So this is still a fantastic upgrade. This is one of his strange, gory films. Definitely more strange than a lot of the other ones, but is incredibly gory. Premutos is the first of the fallen angels, even before Lucifer. His goal is to rule the living and the dead. His son should pave the way for him to return. A young man begins to suffer for visionary flashbacks of the past lives he has lived. His father's birthday, a case containing an old book is found in their garden, which was hidden by a warlock in 1943. When the young man investigates the book, he mutates into a monster, awakens an army of zombies, ready to bring back the fallen angel, Premutos. Bring on the gore, alternate cover. Get a bunch of features. It's 2 discs. Get that slip back on. If I can. Come on. Unearthed Classics release. You get the original version with English dub or the German language. Watch it with the German language. A making of, I think it's a vintage making of too. The early years of Olaf Ittenbach. Photo gallery trailers and an original soundtrack CD, which is on the 2-disc here. So there you go, soundtrack to Premier Dolls. Very cool. This one, the trailer looked mad, and I've seen some great reviews, and the fact that it says at the top, an explosive action film, meant I had to buy it. Raging Fire, new Donnie Yen film. And one of the last, I believe, films of Benny Chan. I think I did read something about it being like his swan song. I'm not too sure what the deal is there. Perhaps he's retiring. Or maybe that was just incorrect information, but the trailer for this looked fantastic. It looked like classic Hong Kong stuff, like 1993, that kind of Hong Kong. Just big sets, lots of kicking and shooting, jumping out of buildings and swinging around and that kind of stuff. But we're just going to get some, cop action, I think, here in Raging Fire. That's about all I can say about it. Has English dub or in Cantonese, which is original, and Mandarin, which is interesting that they've offered both on an American DVD or Blu-ray. And English subs, of course, so there you go. From Well Go, has a slip, not that necessary, it's the same thing, but it's embossed and cool. Raging Fire. If you've seen that, let me know. A bunch more Hong Kong films here. We've got some classics from Eureka, Double Sammo Hung Fest here, Warriors 2, and Prodigal Son. Are they also directed? Can't remember. Actually say on here or not? Maybe not too sure, but anyway. Big, glorious release from Eureka. These things, these first issues that they do, when you get them with the slip 2000 edition, I think, they're also like, you get a poster, and it's just heavy. You get a big booklet in here, about 2 films, all kinds of information, photos, and the 2 discs. So each film, Warriors 2 gets a disc, and Prodigal Son gets a disc. It's just physically a heavy thing. 2 more Hong Kong Legend DVDs getting an upgrade here. It's like they've got the entire line or something. They're just working their way through it. They've got The Odd Couple coming out soon. That's another Hong Kong Legends DVD getting an upgrade. So yeah, it's nice of them to pair it as well. It does, shave a little bit of the price off by pairing the 2 together, and that's fine. Makes sense to put the 2 Sammo films together. So yeah, there you go. You've also got Yuan Biao in Prodigal Son and Casanova Wong in Warriors 2. So yeah, nice little upgrade there from Eureka. Enjoying those. 2 more Shaw Brothers from '88. This is number 29, Flag of Iron. Not seen this film before. This one is directed by Chang Che, so most likely it's going to be a good one. I won't say too much more about them because I haven't seen them. Legendary Weapons of China. This one's directed by Lu Chialiang. Don't recognise his name, but this is number 30 in the list. I've ended up with the American ones here. So there's the 88 Films UK releases. They've started doing these from Disciples in Shaolin, I think was the first one. And they're doing them in the States now, so it doesn't have any of the UK ratings. And interesting, I don't know if they're doing this on the UK ones, but you get the new spine for those that are not keeping track at home, and then you can flip it and get the spine number version. They all line up. It's a nice thing that they've done for people that want to line them up, which is me. Very cool. On to the Vinegar Syndromes, which will complete this pile. These just literally came in 3 hours ago, hot off the press. I was kind of waiting for these to show up before I would do the video, make it a bit more worthwhile. We get Fortress of America with 3Ks. The trailer for this looked mental. The VSA titles are always so crazy. Where the brave must fight to be free. Just go watch the trailer. It's just 80s goodness. Fortress of America. I'll read a little bit from the back. I mean, there's boobs with guns, so I can't show you the back. There's a decapitation too. Hidden deep in the forest next to the sleepy Troma City. It's a Troma film, did I mention that? A band of ruthless mercenaries, the Fortress of America, have set up camp practicing their violent tactics of war in preparation for an impending revolution. The violence begins to take lives of townsfolk. John Whitecloud, a tough half-Indian with a bad reputation, decides to take matters into his own hands, protect his community. Facing as much animosity from the townspeople as from the mercenaries themselves, John quickly learns he'll be fighting 2 battles. wow. It's just wow that they go to the effort for these things. It is Troma, it's got the Troma logo. Not sure if they made it or if... I mean, the fact that it's in Troma City, it's probably one that they made. But I do not recall this film at all. I don't remember any DVD of it. So I'm not too sure the story there. Interview with the director, interview with the actors, interview with another actor. It's got a poster. My God, I can hang up a poster for this. Reverse cover. Fortress of America on VSA. I'm going to have a grand old time with this one. So, there you go. Fortress of America. Next one. This was definitely not on my bingo card. I was incredibly surprised when I saw this come up on pre-order. This is Master of the World. This is a really weird, largely no dialogue film, and it's one I'm upgrading from Japanese VHS, a very rare Japanese VHS, which I don't think I have a DVD or anything. I think it's just, I don't know how they even found this. Honestly, Master of the World. It's a like Neanderthal film, caveman film, so the dialogue is appropriate. It's just grunts and things like that. But it's brutal. Possibly that's how things were as well, because hey, no fucks given. I don't like you over there, and I have a stone, bludgeon, off with the head. Plenty of that happening in this film. Alberto Cavallone is the director of this one, who did Conqueror of the World as well. Low rent, high sleaze saga. Oh no, sorry, didn't do. That is the AKA. Conqueror of the World is AKA of Master of the World. He did A Man, a Woman, and a Beast. I don't know that film. Anyway, low rent, high sleaze saga, prehistoric man at its most brutal, complete with an array of shocking, dangerous animal stunts, balance out the human-on-human savagery, never officially released on DVD. It's very true. As I said, the Japanese VHS, which was nice, was in widescreen from memory. And such a weird film, and without the dialogue, just did not expect this to ever get picked up for Blu-ray, and here we are. Vinegar Syndrome, yet again, bringing the goods. Just expect weird, and have some patience with it, because it is... No dialogue makes it kind of... You got to push through it a bit and just follow the visuals. You've really got to watch that one. But I enjoyed it. Dead Heat. Dead Heat. Friggin' 4K of Dead Heat if you have the equipment. Don't need to say much about Dead Heat. I think this had a early Blu-ray from like Anchor Bay trying hard to do a Blu-ray or something. I don't remember exactly, but anyway, Blu-ray and a 4K on this one. I will be watching the Blu-ray, but obviously classic American undead cop kind of thing. I'll read from the back. I just had to look at the back here. That's fantastic. Read a little bit from the back. We got detectives Doug Bigelow and Roger Mortis have just tried and failed to take down a massive ring of thieves who have been targeting high-end jewelry dealers. When orchestrating a massive siege, the thieves are violently eliminated. One blown apart, the other crushed. While being autopsied, the forensic pathologists make an inexplicable discovery that dead men were already dead before being killed. In other words, they were zombies with little information to go on besides the presence of a strange man-made substance in the cadaver's flesh. Bigelow and Mortis attempt to piece together the mystery. Eventually leads them to a chemical plant, where Mortis, true to his name, it's a pretty good surname, winds up killed by a hulking zombie. Who's better to fight zombie criminals than a zombie cop? Dead Heat. It's been some years since I've watched that. I never bothered to get the first Blu-ray. I only got the DVD. This one I got because I got the bundle. I know nothing about it whatsoever. Curfew. I don't think I even really looked into it. I think I just looked at the price and went, it is cheaper if I just get this because I wanted the rest. So, yeah, Curfew. Know nothing about it. Cool car cover artwork. From 1989. Appears to be a US film. I really don't know anything about this. Grisly killing spree, landing them on death row. Daring escape. Vengeance. Revenge. Prime target. Blah blah blah. Mixing action, home invasion, slasher. Look, it sounds like it could be good. Curfew. Yeah, let me know if you've seen it before. I don't even know what releases it's had before. It says Death Row on the back. There you go. The next three are from the partner labels. This one I picked up. I wasn't going to get this originally, but Xtro was telling me it was a top quality bit of film. So this is Savage Harvest. Shot on video, I think, so they've had to do some wonders to get it onto Blu-ray. With these partner labels, now I know Vinegar Syndrome do the slips, and they also do the sale. I don't know if they're involved in the transfers. Really don't have any idea there. And the covers are not, like, the layouts are all a bit different. So I'm not too sure how this arrangement works with the partner labels. But anyway, this is a 2021 restoration of a 1994 shot on video film. As it says here, please be advised that transfer quality is confined by the limitations of the format. It was shot and edited on video. It's only 72 minutes long. I won't read from the back on this one because there is so much there, yellow and black, to read. But if Xtro likes it, I'm going to like it. Savage Harvest, I expect there's going to be some SOV gore, which would be nice. And we also have Girlfriends from Hell. Really like that cover art. Another film I'm not familiar with. I kind of just went in there and went, I'll pick this up. I'll give it a go. It's like an original VHS cover there. Blind Date from Hell. When awkward Maggie gets possessed by the devil in human form, she is free to feast on the souls of any men that cross her path, as long as she doesn't get caught by the womanizer interdimensional bounty hunter. Featuring Leslie Dean from Freddy's Dead. Interesting, there you go. Girlfriend from Hell. So this is through Culture Shock Releasing. Was this one? No, this is Saturn's Core. Saturn's Core, partner label. Culture Shock, partner label. This is a shot on film. This is not a SOV. Bunch of extras, audition footage, remastered trailer, and Culture Shock trailers. So there you go. I'm liking how they're spreading their wings a bit, not having to do all the load themselves. I guess they just assist with sales and slip. And I don't know if they're involved in transfers. Maybe they are. And the last one we will take a look at, which is again ridiculous that it's on Blu-ray. Killing Spree. The original director did put this on Blu-ray, but I believe it was a BDR, and I was not that keen to support a BDR. I really wanted a good film, a good disc of it, so I just sort of held off. I haven't seen this film since probably 20 years. I never owned a copy, but I watched it at a friend's place when he had a VHS of it. We had a bad movie night, one of our very first bad movie nights, and Killing Spree came out. We had an absolute ball. He said, you've got to see this guy, his name is Asbestos Felt. That's the guy's name, Asbestos Felt. And you're going to laugh yourself stupid, and we did. We had a whale of a time. So now on a proper remastered Blu-ray, directed by Tim Ritter, and it still has Asbestos Felt. There he is down there, being mental. It's still in 1:33:1 full screen, so I guess that's how it was shot. So that's good to know. And it's a crazy film from memory. It's got some really cool special effects, I remember, so I'm going to check out Killing Spree for some cheap horror fun. Lastly, we got some box sets here. This one I forgot to show in the last update, so I'll be really quick on this one. Mill of the Stone Women. Really cool set here from Arrow. This upgrades the old Mondo Macabro DVD. There's the poster that was pretty close to what was on the Mondo disc, I think. Packed full of features, this one. Before Black Sabbath, before The Whip and the Body. Director Giorgio Ferroni, who did Blood for a Silver Dollar, introduced audiences to period horror Italian style with this 1960 shocker, Mill of the Stone Women. It's quite early on, before all the 60s, 70s giallo started to take hold. Classic tale of terror, redolent with the atmosphere of vintage Hammer. It does feel a bit like a Hammer. That's very well put. You get the hard box, of course. You get a poster, which I will not unfold. Nice book, very detailed, pictures, information, very cool. Nice to get an upgrade of this one. Multiple discs. I'll just put that there. You get the film, Blu-ray. You get is it another edition of the film, is it? Oh, the French and the US versions. Pardon me, you get 3 cuts of the film. That's pretty cool. See which one's best. Probably the one they put on the first disc. The quantity of extras on this is absolutely maddening, though. Quickly show the back so you get an idea. Quantity of extras there. It's just absolutely crazy. So many, and all the different cuts have been remastered. So you got Mill the Stone Women. Very nice to get that upgrade. And this one just came in today, The Forgotten Charlie, as part of the Vinegar Syndrome haul. Volume 4. loving these sets. This time we get, we'll go through it quickly. Get them out, give them a little smack. We get Arabella, Black Angel, which I believe is bordering on pornography. So there you go. I don't know much more about that. At least I could sort of show you the back. But the Arabella, the Black Angel. We get The Sister of Ursula, which is into the same category. Shameless had a DVD of this one, so that's another one that can be taken away, put into the box, traded on. Yep, that's a... yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway. Sister of Ursula, good cover on that one. The one I was really excited about, though, is The Killer is Still Among Us. I was involved a long time ago, 12 years ago perhaps, in a fan DVD creation with I can't remember the forum it was on. I was just working with one other guy to try and put together a best quality version of the film you could get. It was like a widescreen VHS. I helped with the cover art. We never really got there in the end, I don't think. Might have leaked out some copies to people that were asking, but anyway, I enjoyed the film then, and I'm really, really excited to actually have a decent copy of it now. I can throw away my own fan copy. It's in 166 widescreen. It's only 83 minutes long. And the audio, what have we got on this one? Let's actually say. Doesn't actually say what audio we're getting on this in my quick scan here, just that it is newly restored in 4K. So, not too sure if it's English. I assume it's just going to be an English dub. Maybe it's got everything they forgot to put on there. But anyway, Killer is Still Among Us, Sister of Ursula, and Arabella, the the Black Angel. Another nice box set from Vinegar Syndrome in the Giallo line. And lastly, hiding at the back here, not doing a very good job hiding, the giant Sure Scope Volume 1. Look at the size of this thing. Absolutely crazy. When they announced this, I was so surprised. And the fact it says Volume 1 means we might get more. Take a quick look inside. It's very hard to show because it's so big. They've done it in big fold-out style. You get King Boxer. Boxer from Shantung, Shaolin Masters and Shaolin Temple, Mighty Peking Man, Challenge of the Masters, Executioner from Shaolin, all kinds of extras and stuff. Chinatown Kid, 5 Venoms, Crippled Avengers, it's just crazy. Heroes of the East, Dirty Ho, and we get some music, we get a soundtrack CD. This is such a crazy set. Proper nice Blu-ray upgrade of all these films from the Celestial Shaw Brothers range. So a bunch of IVL DVDs going in the trade pile. It's getting to the point now where I don't think I'm really going to go proactively buy many Shaw Brothers DVDs unless I think it's really unlikely to go to Blu-ray. But who knows, then Dirty Ho came out. It wasn't on my list of ones I'd expect. There's a booklet. Really nice. So, yeah. Volume 1. I wonder what's going to be in Volume 2. I could probably compile a wish list. Heads for Sale would definitely be in my wish list. I would be including that one. That's quite a rare one. I would go through and do all the rare ones, absolutely, if I was doing a Shaw Brothers Volume 2. Sure Scope. Really nice set. Weighs a ton. So there you go. That is the DVD and Blu-ray update for February. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, click this thing and that thing, whatever they may be. See you next time.